Hey, everyone, okay, and this is Demonologist, or The Demonologist. So, getting this video out a little late because I tried recording this before, and for whatever reason, it did not record anything. So, yeah, running a little late today. Anywho, I just wanted to talk about this game, so I got the actual inputs for the mic completely off, so hopefully Ghost won't be able to hear me. Because I want to talk about, basically, how this game tries to be Phasmophobia, like, plus Phasmophobia is basically its biggest competition, but it kind of doesn't quite hit the mark, you know? It's like, it's trying too hard to be scary. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about in a second here. So first things first, let's just go ahead and hit the abandoned house. There's a certain set of tools that we start with that you will always have. Everything else is expensive as hell. You have to manually set it up to bring in each time, so there's no way to like manage a loadout like you would with Phasmo. Let's see, there's also a number of similar techniques. And yes, I'm using a PNG tube today, just because of the fact that it's Unreal 5, and it's a little, Unreal 5 is a little kind of an I don't know about that kind of engine. But things, you have certain crossover of ghosts, certain crossover of equipment and ideas. So obviously in this case, instead of starting off in a truck, we start off in a tent. We have a car around the corner there. Now, the cool thing about this is that there's more that you can do beyond just finding the ghost. You can collect certain types of evidence, but also you can exorcise the ghost. So that's a nice little twist there. But that said, we have a sanity gauge. We have a camera that we can monitor, but the problem is we don't actually have a camera. So if we want to take photographic evidence of something, well, we kind of can't do that. But theoretically, everything we have available right here should be enough to detect the ghost. Now in this game, we use the EMF meter. And yes, this is the EMF. It's 2 watches, a battery coil, vacuum tube, and for some reason, a live cockroach. Why? I don't know. But in this game, instead of looking for a cold spot, we look for an EMF signal. As you can see, we've already got some major differences between level design when it comes to Phasmo versus Demonologist. Like, for instance, we have all these goofy upside-down crosses made out of bones. We have a skull, a candle that is already lit, a pile of apparently hamburger meat. Whatever the hell this building is. And this is going to be one of those things that is kind of, you're going to see how this kind of becomes irksome. Yeah, we got that guy over there. This is another thing that this game does that drives me absolutely crazy. Jump scares. The game loves jump scares, and the jump scares have absolutely bupkis to do with the ghost. But first things first, let's go ahead and just stay inside the main house here. It still looks halfway like a house. It's the obligatory creepy noises. It's also got random hiding spots, but apparently you cannot actually hide from the ghost. You can lap it, but you can't actually hide from it. So knowing that going in advance kind of gives you a little bit of a leg up right there. Okay, so if you want to use the spirit box, you don't actually have to have the lights off like you do in Phasmo. And depending on your difficulty, you can turn on between 3 to 5 lights. Not entirely sure exactly how many it is. I think it's 3 to 5. Well, you know you've hit your limit when lights start exploding. Hello? Audio hallucination that has nothing to do with the ghost. Okay, this is a little bit of a puzzle. This goes back into the room, and this room actually expands. There's more stuff in here. And it's kind of neat that they do that. And that was right on cue. This is going to become a little bit of a problem with this game, is the fact that you can kind of see the jump scares coming. Especially after you see them a few times. Got a voodoo doll. Go ahead and leave him alone for the time being. Ooh, we got a summoning circle or something. The first attempt at this video, I was trying to get one jump scare to trigger. The room down here is something decided to close the door. Because, oh, hello. Okay. Gonna sit that there. Again, jump scare. And apparently I was not in the room that it happened in. And you got these creepy-ass noises that have nothing to do with the ghost. Okay, so this thing is kind of this game's version of the dots. We go ahead and stick this into the room. Stick our easel in there first, because that way it gives it time to actually interact with that. That's going to be a thing. This thing is looking for ectoplasm smears on the wall. Go ahead and leave that in there, and pretty sure we can go ahead and chalk that up as something. This is one of the things is like I kind of starting to wonder if I'm just being impatient. Because we've got our evidence. Okay. Ectoplasm stains. We did not see those. So we'll go ahead and get in here and see if maybe it feels chatty. Also, see if it's managed to touch anything. Again, jump scare has nothing to do with the ghost. Turns all the crosses upside down. Really? Okay, that was really stupid. Okay, I don't think there's anything else we can throw in there. So theoretically, we should have everything we need to find the ghost. Sanity reduces at a particularly low rate. But I'm going to go ahead and rule out a few things. In this one, freezing temperatures, you'd actually be able to see your breath. We did not see that. So, we're going to go process of elimination. I don't actually care if they're actually right or not. This just kind of shows off, like, the kind of things I'm talking about with this game versus Phasmophobia. So we're going to go ahead and call it a boogie. Boogie, bogey, whatever. I probably got that wrong. I don't know if I'm just being impatient, but I have way too many investigations in this game that go like that. Yeah, it was a shade. So in this game, GAs are known as ghosts that are hypersensitive to light. They dislike being in brightly lit environments and always prefers the light to be off. More aggressive in the dark. Brightly lit environments will weaken the shade. Ectoplasm stains, we did not see that. Spirit box response, didn't really have an option for that. Easel canvas drawing, did not do that. Okay, so I don't know if I'm just being impatient or just what, but it seems like the ghosts in this game are a little more dead than usual, as in they do not do shit. It is extremely annoying, and it's actually starting to irritate the hell out of me in this game. Like Phasmo, you'll see ghosts actually do something that is actually relevant to the ghost. This game has these stupid jump scares that have nothing to do whatsoever with the ghost. They don't make evidence, they're not evidence at all, like the little girl in the hallway there. That is specific to that map, that will always happen at that exact same spot. Whether it's in the middle of the match or at the beginning, whatever. Whenever that triggers is random. There's one actually that's really funny with that pink prom dress, where we see a ghost that starts off like a heavy metal album cover and then turns into freaking Eddie from Iron Maiden. I was trying to get that to trigger, and it just doesn't like to trigger very much. Which makes me think maybe I'm just being impatient, but again, this comes back to the differences between this and Phasmo. The ghosts really don't like doing anything in this game. And because of the fact that you have to be in there, because the camera is over here, and it's the photo camera in order to get the actual... Is there an actual... Yeah, the tripod camera. $1,600. And I think you have to replace that, like, each time. But theoretically, our starter set of the UV light, spirit box, head glass, easel, canvas, flashlight, ESG, that little spinning around the thingy, and the whatever the fuck that is, the EMF, should technically be enough to actually figure out which ghost it is. And they recently just added 2 new levels, which I believe are this guy, level 35, and there's another one somewhere under. One's a school, one's a hospital, I think. And they got room for, looks like, about 6 more on this particular map. So it is kind of interesting that you kind of see they have a little bit of a roadmap, but at the same time, I get they have to try to set themselves apart from Phasmophobia, but they could try a little harder to be, like, a little more on the ball, it's like shooter games, right? Everybody knows that, you go into, like, Call of Duty. Everybody knows how to aim, everybody knows how to reload, everybody knows how to fire. Everybody knows, you need to figure out where your maps are, where your grenades are going to go, what your strategies are. And, it's like you don't have to really mess with the interface that much. Use a similar interface, go into, like, Borderlands 2. Just, I think they could use a little more, well, basically a little bit more Phasmo in their Demonologist, right? I gotta give them props for, I gotta give them craps. We're gonna take them to Taco Bell. Get on the taco bundle. Yeah, I gotta give them props for the level of customization, because you can customize your character very interestingly. You can customize your safe house. You can upgrade your safe house. This here, you can actually get a cat in the game. Where you get him from, I do not know. But I think my big issue here is the overall level design. Like, I can give a pass to the goofy equipment and the crossover ghosts and the fact that they all behave differently from Phasma. Like, yeah, set yourself apart, that's fine. What I don't like is the nonsensical level design. Let's go check out Cyclone Street. This will tell you exactly what I'm talking about. Like, the first map was a little over the top, right? It's very much a horror movie. And it's very obvious that they take inspiration from horror movies. What we're going to see in this next map shows precisely what I'm talking about when it comes to the level design. Light, EMF, mating. Now, we're out here. Okay. Looks very Phasmo. Good, nice little neighborhood. Middle of the night. Nice little addition there. You can actually see through the glass in the window. Go ahead and check out the upstairs first. Notice they got the Bloody Mary thing on the window, because of course they do. Okay, relatively normal house. Got your living room, kitchen, yeah. And you have whatever the fuck this is. There's a brand new modern house built on what appears to be a freaking Edwardian nightmare. Ooh, Ouija board. So I will say that is the first time I've encountered the Ouija board as far as cursed objects goes. This game has similar cursed objects to Phasmo. It's got the Ouija board, it's got the voodoo doll, it's got the tarot cards. This is one of those goofy things. It's like, I know that Ouija boards have been proven to be fake, right? Every time the planchette moves, this is idiosyncratic motor function. They've actually tested this with people who were blindfolded and saw where the board was before they had the blindfold go on. And then they removed or completely reversed the board. And the planchette still went to where the contestants, the subjects, thought it was supposed to go. Okay. But that said, I've heard too many horror stories, real-life horror stories, of people who've had their lives turned upside down by those things. I don't want to touch them, even in a video game. Okay, so our EMF is our signal. Apparently in this game, if you're outside the building, the ghost can still get you. You need to be inside the tent. Okay, no splooge stains. Grab that, pick up that. See, I think this game has a text-to-speech. Well, I'll worry about that later. He's hoping it's not actually monitoring mine right now because I had that shut off. Okay. Drop that there, see if it gets vocal, check our sanity. Okay, this camera thing is absolutely useless. You don't have the tripod camera, you can't use that. It just shows the outside of the tent. I seriously cannot tell what the hell it's doing. Sounds like it's sliding something around. There's nothing in there. So as near as I can tell, it's just a sound effect. Okay. Nothing there. Nothing here. Let's just call it a thing, call it a day. Like I said, I don't particularly care about actually finding the ghost in this one. Just showing off the level design. And what is irritating me to no end about this game the simple fact that the ghosts don't do anything. And a gash. What the fuck is on the gash? Hang on, let me get off of this. The gash is a ghost that feeds on cold environments. If the gash decides to hunt, you can see its breath. Moves faster in the cold. Movement is slowed down by warmer environments and uses ectoplasm stains, freezing temperatures, fingerprint. We did not get any of that. And I will be dead honest with you, that is what is really pissing me off about this game. The ghosts don't do shit. They do nothing. It's like if I was actually investigating this house, I'd say, nothing's happening. This place isn't haunted. It's fucking boring. It's like we get a tier 2 EMF, but that's not what we need. It's like, I checked a level for ectoplasm stains, nothing. No freezing temperatures, couldn't see breath, no fingerprints anywhere. It doesn't do anything. And that is getting really tiresome. I don't know if I'm just being impatient or just what. Maybe I am being impatient. Like Phasmo, I find the ghost room, I get set up, it's going to do things. It's going to show up. The evidence is going to be there. I set down the salt, have the UV going, and boom, it'll step through it, and we'll have UV confirmation one way or another. In this game, I've had too many matches, the ghost doesn't do shit. That or it just immediately kills you. But another thing, that house. You've got a relatively normal house, right? Except it's built on some Lovecraftian nightmare underneath. What is this level design? And I think that the level design is one of the biggest flops of this particular game, is because of the fact that they're trying too hard to be scary. They're trying too hard for overt horror. It's like the first map, the abandoned house, has that big pile of just chopped meat for whatever reason. This one has blood stains all over the place and weird rituals. It turns the crosses all upside down and blah 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 blah. And jump scares sometimes are kind of cool, but most of the time they're not scary. They're funny. And this is one of the things that just absolutely drives me insane about this game, is the fact that these jump scares are not evidence. They have nothing to do with the ghost. They are 100% level based. They will always happen at the same place, maybe at a different time, and they have nothing to do with the ghost at all. And that for me is one of the biggest reasons why this game is more annoying to play than anything else. You got this goofy, trying too hard level design. Ghosts that don't do a damn thing. And we're not even sure we're even there. Gameplay mechanics that are similar enough that you're going to get confused. Especially if you come from Phasmophobia. Another thing people will point out that is kind of a big point of contention, they use AI art assets. You can see this with the paintings that show up on the easels. The achievements are very clearly AI generated. One of the achievements is a very clearly AI generated demonic Mickey Mouse. And just overall, it's just this game just feels like it's trying too hard. That was one of the things about Phasmophobia. What made it legitimately unsettling is that you go into the 6 Tanglewood Drive, right? It's an address. It's a house. Somebody lives there. And then all of a sudden strange shit happens, and they have to leave their house. Because there is something in the house that does not want them there. Here, it's who who would voluntarily go to this abandoned shithole? It's got blood, guts, and gore, and this goofy, peeker guy sticking around the corner, spying on you the entire time. As this old prom dress that spawns Eddie from Iron Maiden. You know, it's not scary. It's funny. Jump scares, everybody knows jump scares don't count, Yeah, somebody goes boo and you're going to jump, right? It's fundamentally not scary. Phasmophobia, on the other hand, if you've got, you got 2 pieces of evidence, it's already killed 2 of your teammates, you're trying to get that last one, you're trying to get that last piece of thing to figure out what it is, it gets genuinely tense. This does not do that. So basically, because of all that shit I just mentioned, Demonologist just feels like it's trying too hard to one-up Phasmophobia. And in the end, kind of trips over its shoelaces. As we can see, we've got another 6 plots for maps to go here, and hopefully they'll end up refining the gameplay, tweaking the AI, and making sure that the ghost actually does shit so you don't get bored through the map. Maybe tone down the reliance on jump scares a little bit. So I was like, they've clearly got a ways to go with this game, so hopefully they'll actually be able to do that. But for right now, yeah, it's like I can't even convince people to play this just because of the fact that it's so corny. It's like, this game should be cool, right? I've been trying to get down with this game, right? And I just can't get into it because it's just enough Phasmo to not be Phasmo, and it's trying too hard to be Phasmo with bigger boobs. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. At the same time, it's like, guys, we can see your padding. Okay. Anywho, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about this. I wanted to show off a little bit about this game and what my gripes are with it. And yeah, it's just, I've been trying to like it, and it's not making itself very likable. But that's just my opinion on it. I'm getting out of here. If you like this video or any other video, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know if you prefer this or Phasmo. Other than that, that's pretty much all I got for this one. I'll see you all next time.